Okay, once again, I can't believe I have to do this, but there are lies being told by people on the left about the 2020 Democratic primary polls, and I'm getting endless messages on all platforms from people who are either telling or believing the lies, saying, David, none of the polls of the 2020 Democratic primary that show Joe Biden leading are accurate. Why? Because all of them are polling only old people, and Joe Biden only does well in polls that are only of old people. And it's just not true. And I'm going to prove it to you in a second. But please just stop, okay? I'm not supporting Joe Biden. I know lots of people in our audience aren't supporting Joe Biden. The way to help somebody other than Biden win in the primary is not to tell the lie that the polls are bogus because they're only polling old people. It's just not true. And it's a real problem that I have to do this segment today. And we're going to talk through it one piece at a time. First of all, the people who have lost the most from Joe Biden running, who were polling more than one or two to begin with. I mean, if you're an establishment Democrat who was polling one or two before Biden announced, I mean, you're just dead. Okay, you're done. But Bernie, Warren, Buttigieg, and Beto are the four candidates who have sort of trailed off in their polling to some degree, to differing degrees, since Joe Biden made the announcement that he's running. This is, in particular, what we have on the screen showing this from the Morning Consult poll. Here's their methodology, which I admit to you is sort of opaque. They say, quote, our Democratic primary results are reported using 15,770 interviews with registered voters who indicate they may vote in the Democratic primary or caucus in their state. For those who say don't know or no opinion, they're asked to pick a candidate they are leaning towards. Results are reported among first choice and those who lean towards a candidate. The interviews were collected from April 29 to May 5, margin of error of 1%. Okay, so if we look at this one, they're not giving us at all the age demographics and sampling. They are including people who say they are supporting a candidate and those who say they're not sure if they're voting, but if they did, here's the candidate they're leaning towards. So let's just forget about the Morning Consult poll altogether, okay? Let's look at the Hill-Harris X poll, which was conducted from May 3 to 4 with 1,000 registered voters and a nationally representative sample. The results are very similar to others. In fact, they're even better for Joe Biden. Biden is up big, followed by Bernie, Mayor Pete, and then Elizabeth Warren. And check out the age sampling. Now, it's true that Biden does better with old people than he does with young people, but this is a proper age sample. So unless you believe that they're lying about the age sampling, it is not something that we benefit from to claim that Biden is only leading when you only poll old people. Let's look at another recent poll, the Harvard-Harris poll published on May 1st, which has Joe Biden at 44%. You once again look at the sampling, and there's proper sampling of gender, there's proper sampling of education and race and political party and political ideology and age. Okay, so listen, I want a progressive to win the primary. I'm not supporting Joe Biden. I'm not trying to help Joe Biden win. If we want a progressive to win, lying that the polls with Biden ahead don't poll young people is not going to help get somebody else elected as the Democratic nominee over Joe Biden. Make the case that young people and old people should support somebody who's more progressive than Joe Biden. Okay, that's a real conversation that we can actually have and we can win on the issues. Talk about why these age divisions exist. Why is it that Joe Biden does less and less well with younger and younger groups? But what do we gain by just making up that Biden's lead is only because they are polling only old people? I just showed you two recent polls where Biden is crushing, and they polled young people. They have a proper representative age sample. It's not true, and it doesn't help us get a progressive elected to claim that the polls are only polling old people. So just stop saying it, okay? Here's the data. Let's actually make issue-based arguments about who we should be supporting.